great booking and horrible booking from last night's Raw. Congratulations, because somehow you managed to do both. Gunther, he should have won. Gunther 100% should be the next King of the Ring. He took the Intercontinental title and made it something. He's going to take the King of the Ring and make it something. It is great that Gunther will be King of the Ring. However, the Jey Uso loss, unacceptable. Like, for real, what the heck were you thinking? There were 3 options to do with Jey Uso, and you didn't do any of them. You chose option number 4, which was the worst of all of the options. A clean pinfall loss? Granted, it's Gunther. Gunther deserves all the wins in the world. But Jey Uso, he deserves no losses right now, because we're about to change main event Jey Uso to mid-card Jey Uso, because that's what you treat him like. I don't get it. That connection with the crowd, that's something next level. That's Daniel Bryan yes movement, and you are wasting it. Every time you give this guy a loss, you might think, well, wins and losses don't matter. Yeah, they do. Wins and losses don't matter to someone like Brock Lesnar, but to someone who is trying to be put over as a main event star, they 100% do matter. Could you imagine if Roman Reigns lost the majority of his matches? Yeah, don't tell me losses don't matter. You had 3 options with Jey. 3, and I'm going to go over the 3 good options, that is. But first, I want to thank you guys out there, because we are monetized a month and a half into this, and the channel's now monetized. Now, still making nothing. When you get monetized, you're making very, very little money, because you just, you're a baby YouTuber. But we are on the path to being able to upgrade the channel with editors and more content and videos with, that just look better in general for both the channel and for you guys, because I want to honor your commitment to this channel by leveling up and making it better for you guys and your entertainment. You guys are the boss. Tell me what you want to see also, because now, hey, now we're monetized. You literally are the boss. Also, I want to say that you can win this belt right here, this championship title. All you got to do is comment below. Every time you comment, you're entered into a drawing. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I will draw somebody randomly, tell you on video, and I will give the belt away, and then we'll do another contest. Let's just keep giving away these championship belts. And honestly, Jey Uso, you might need to comment, because I don't think you're going to be winning any titles anytime soon. Here are the 3 options that they should have done. And I love Jey Uso. Look at my channel. I'm a big Jey Uso fan. And I'm a huge Gunther fan too. That's why I'm like, Gunther, great call. Jey Uso, horrible call. Jey Uso should never have been in King of the Ring. That was option 1. Don't put him in. If all you're going to do is make him lose, don't put him in. Now, he had 2 victories. 2 victories, 1 loss. That's a pretty good record. Not really. He needed 4 victories, and that was it. 0 losses. Yeah, great showing against Finn Balor. Yeah, he beat Ilya Dragunov, and hey, a lot of people are mad at him for beating Ilya Dragunov, even though, again, another video, right call, but Ilya should never have been in the tournament. Just like Jey Uso should never have been in the tournament if we were just going to have him lose. Option 2 and option 3, very similar, but different at the same time. So option 2, if you look at the brackets, they've been teasing certain matches that they didn't give us. They teased Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov, but Jey beat Ilya, so we don't get that. And they've also teased Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair, but Jade got herself disqualified. Again, horrible decision. Jade Cargill's first loss is a DQ. Lame. But I digress. They teased us those. And now they were teasing us Jey Uso versus Tama Tonga, because you got the bloodline over here and Jey Uso, former bloodline member, over here. And maybe that was going to be the start of the Civil War. So they were teasing those 2 things. And I get it, the tease, it was kind of nice, gave it a little bit of unpredictability, but not worth it. Not worth it at the expense of Jey Uso. So what they should have done was, they could have had Tama Tonga and the Bloodline run in and cost Jey the win. By costing Jey the win, they could have still set up the Bloodline feud and allowed Jey to look strong in a loss to Gunther. And then Jey could have even held that over Gunther's head way down the road saying, hey, I would have beat you for the IC title if it wasn't for my brother. I would have beat you for the King of the Ring if it wasn't for Solo Sikoa and his henchmen. And that could have been an item of contention for those two down the road. Like, Jey's somehow the only guy that has Gunther's number, but he still can't get the pin. So I understand why they did it, because since the brand split, and I'm very thankful for this, you have not had any crossover. I don't want a crossover. I actually want the brand split to matter, and it has thus far. And so that's a huge plus. But I think you can do it one time. You can have an invasion one time, and you just level a huge fine. You say, okay, Bloodline came in, that's $500,000. All three of you pony up. That's a huge fine that would prevent anybody from doing it in the future. But it does open the door to say, okay, it can happen, but you know that if it does happen, it's going to hurt the wrestlers, so nobody ever actually wants to do it, because $500,000 is a ton of money, and it would just be like, it would be great. It would be great. You can do it one time, and this could have been the one time. This could have been the one and only time you do it, and then that fine would prevent anybody from doing it in the future. But they didn't do it. That's unfortunate. There was another option, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre has gone on record saying that he does not like Jey Uso. In fact, Jey Uso is kind of the guy that got the ball rolling on this new character of him during War Games. That's why Drew sided with the Judgment Day, because of Jey Uso being with Cody Rhodes. And he was saying, you know, Jey had done this and this and this with the Bloodline. They costed me so much. I hate Jey, right? So that feud kind of like died off because of the CM Punk stuff. Because CM Punk came back, and then Jey Uso got back involved with Jimmy Uso for their horrible match at WrestleMania, and all that stuff going on. However, it started kind of heating up again when Drew had to bow out of the King of the Ring, and Jey came in. And Drew's like, wait a second. I didn't want to leave the King of the Ring, but I had to because I was injured. So you gave my shot to the guy who caused all the trouble to begin with, Jey Uso? And that's after he lost a world title match? It would have been perfect. So Jey could have just been winning the match with Gunther, and Drew McIntyre just got involved, cost Jey the crown, and say, that's what you get. You're not a king, you're just a chump. Or something like that. You know, that's what you get for trying to think you can replace me. Nobody can replace me. And he just leaves. Simple as that. You just had to have either the Bloodline or Drew running. I guess there was another option. Ilya Dragunov could have came in and interfered, hurting Gunther, and then Gunther could have lost and Jey could have succeeded. But I didn't want that. That would have been like the worst of all the options. But Drew or Tama Tonga should have interfered, and Jey could have walked away with a protected loss. Because at this point, he's lost to Damian Priest, he lost to Gunther for the IC belt, now he's lost to Gunther for the crown, he's lost to Roman Reigns, no shame in that, but still, loss after loss after loss. They pile up, and we stop seeing main event Jey Uso, we start seeing mid-card Jey Uso. We gotta stop this. Like, for real, this has to end, or you're gonna lose him. He's going to be LA Knight, basically. LA Knight is like, oh, poor LA Knight. He's been a victim of all these returns and superstars getting hot again. And LA Knight was so close, but he missed it by like a month or two. And we're about to just completely drop the ball with Jey. And we see it coming. We can see it a mile away. He's about to help Jimmy at some point, and the Usos reform, and we get the Bloodline Civil War between the GOD, Guerrillas of Destiny, that's what they were called in New Japan, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. And that would be cool. That'll be cool. But we're about to miss out on a singles run with Jey. He needs to get one singles run. And what's Damian Priest even doing? What's Damian Priest doing at King of the Ring? He's doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. They should have extended the Jey Uso Damian Priest feud, and Jey wouldn't have ever had to been in the King of the Ring. Somebody else could have replaced Drew McIntyre. Really. Anybody could have replaced Drew McIntyre. You could have made it Otis. You know? Chad Gable could have just been like super mad at Otis for losing. So many options. and they completely, 100%, dropped the ball once again on Jey Uso. I love WWE, but this was the wrong call. This was the wrong call. And I don't want people to get confused. A lot of people in the comments, I read the comments. I read every single comment, and I'm like, do they not understand what I'm saying? I am not saying Jey Uso should have won the King of the Ring. I'm saying Jey Uso should not have lost clean. Those are two big separate statements. Jey Uso should not have been in the King of the Ring to begin with, but once he was, he shouldn't have lost clean. Granted, the referee was down, but no, not enough. At the end of the day, he got pinned. Nobody interfered. Not one person interfered. That ref got knocked out, kind of because I think it was even Jay's fault the ref got knocked out. And even if it wasn't, even if it was Gunther that knocked out the ref on accident, it happened during the process of the match, and it was just a natural thing that happened. It's not, he wasn't protected enough, even if Jay could have got the pin. Right call on Gunther, but still a bad call on how they got there with Jey Uso, because Jey Uso needs to be a main event player, and main event players need victories. Simple as that. Simple as that. Everyone, thank you. Thank you for, again, helping me monetize the channel. I acknowledge the future King of the Ring Gunther, and I acknowledge the potential of Jey Uso, but I don't acknowledge what they're doing with him by giving him loss after loss after loss, and I hope you acknowledge the subscribe button. Have a great day.